Anyway, 28 years later.
28 years later.
Movie we're talking about.
Spoilers, because I don't care, because you shouldn't see it. Naked Zombie Dong.
Like, that's all I've heard about that movie from the internet. It's just that some dude was full pickle.
Can we say Naked Zombie Dong on this show?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not against the rules.
In this episode, we are discussing the disastrous, somewhat confusing recent video game launches of Mindseye and Warhammer 40k Space Marine, the Master Crafted Edition. Plus, is the golden age of comedy movies coming back with the upcoming releases of Spaceballs 2 and Naked Gun? And what the heck is going on with Doctor Who? We're going to be talking about all that and a lot more because this is Eat, Sleep, Nerd, a show where you can check out, go AFK, and relax with us as we discuss all things nerd. I'm your show host, Corey Winter, and before we get into it, if you have not already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@EatSleepNerd. Leave a like on this video and some comments down below if you want to join in on the conversation. And lastly, please share us with your friends and family over on social media. That goes a long way into supporting this channel. Now let's get right into it. I am joined here by the Eat, Sleep, Nerd team. Kristen James.
What's up?
My brother, Josh Winter. Nice tie.
Thank you.
It's a very nice tie. And our nerdy friend, Jason Summer.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Do you plan these things ahead of time? And they just come out?
It comes out, and I'm so sorry.
Okay. Well, all right. So yes, we are down one person. Actually, my brand new wife is not here. Of all the episodes to miss, the one where she'd be Cynthia Winter.
Shades of things to come.
Got the financial security and dipped.
Yeah. So yes, I am back from my wedding and honeymoon, and we are down a soldier. But we're going to power on. We got some news to talk about in the nerdy world of things. But first, how are you guys doing? Good?
All right.
Good?
I have been spending way too much time playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Good for you.
I am.
Good for you.
It is sad, and I need to.
That is not sad.
It's a little sad.
It's a little sad.
Well.
No. and I accidentally, and this is the big thing that I messed up on. I accidentally picked one romantic interest over another, and I got dumped by the second person. I just don't know how to recover from that.
Load a previous save.
I lost Shadowheart.
Shadowheart's overrated.
You could be like Josh and restart the game like 50 times.
Dude, I have like 17 save files.
I was so deep into the game that I could not do it.
Who'd you end up with instead? Karlak?
Lizelle?
Oh, ew.
I don't know how the hell that happened.
I mean, I would have accepted the Stereon, like it's fine.
Right, but I ended up with the reptile woman.
It's 2025, two dudes to be together, it's fine.
Say what?
To each their own.
Right? But
she's just so coarse. She's not pleasant.
I think that's what I liked about her. Just hurt me. I don't
know. Very
Oh
cold-blooded.
But the game is fantastic. The interweaving of the lore and the stories is great, and I'm having a blast doing all the side quests.
It's almost like it has 50 years of lore behind it.
No, yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, it is kind of nuts. And I get pissed off every time I roll a critical failure. Every time I see that one pop up, I want to chuck my controller through the screen. But anyway, but it's been fun. That's what I've been up to, nerdy wise.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. I do notice you have a little notepad there, Jason.
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
but, what's that about?
What I'm doing, Corey, is so we're talking about we're talking about Spaceballs 2 today, so I've got some info on it.
Okay.
So that we're not just speculating a little bit. I wanted to get some actual facts, but then we could speculate with the facts. Because I think we can have way more fun the more we know about it.
All right.
I don't know. I have the most fun when I just blather on about things I don't know.
That is factually true.
USA.
So, Christian, I know that you went to go see a movie this weekend without us, unfortunately. What
I mean,
doing over there?
It happens.
Didn't even text.
You really didn't tell us you were going to go see this movie.
But at the same time, I feel like no one would go.
I would have gone. I go see horror stuff with you. We saw Alien together.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just remember next time. Just be like, hey, I'm thinking about going to the movies. Who can join me?
No, I mean, I didn't go by myself.
You have other friends.
No. My girlfriend randomly ended up in town and wanted to go.
Randomly ended up in town.
Yeah. She's like, I don't want to work this weekend, so she came to town. So I was like, oh, okay, cool.
I have so many questions.
She was just like, what the hell? How did I end up here?
Christian, I didn't know you had a girlfriend.
By the way, yeah.
When did this happen?
We've been gone so long. So many things have happened. I got a wife. You got a girlfriend.
Like 6 months ago.
Oh, dude, I feel horrible. I didn't know that. Congratulations.
He's been low key about it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I knew.
Anyway, 28 years later.
28 years
the movie
later.
we're talking about.
So, with the last 28 days and 28 weeks, did a great job with the zombification of people.
Sure.
Like sprinting zombies, yeah, not for me. And just how eerie and just dark those movies were, this was not. It was 28 years later. Of course, you could think of something that could be happening. Like The Walking Dead sort of did that.
Yeah, they had a few big time jumps.
In a way where they kept doing more things and putting out more shows, and Daryl's still not dead.
Can't kill him.
Can't kill him. But this movie, spoilers, because I don't care, because you shouldn't see it. Spoilers. This movie really spent a lot of time on family drama for some reason.
Which is what you want in a zombie movie.
Yeah, that's not what we're here for.
Yeah, that's not what we're here for. And a lot of naked zombie dong. So
that's all I've heard about that movie.
Yeah.
From the internet. It's just that some dude was full pickle the entire movie.
Full pickle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we say naked zombie dong on this show?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not against the rules.
All right, cool.
I mean, yeah, I feel like it's censored enough.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, it was weird family drama. And then that drama fused into the ending.
Pongle.
Where it didn't matter.
Gotcha.
And then the ending the ending of the zombie movie resembled an episode of the Power Rangers. And that's all I will say.
Interesting.
So what I'll say is that audiences do not agree with critics on this one. On Rotten Tomatoes,
shocker,
critic score is actually higher than the audience scores at an 89%. Audience score, a 65%.
I will say that they spent a lot of time on the look of this movie, which was nice. There's certain scenes that look really good. Cinematography was... They had some things that they were like, this would be cool. Was cool the first time. And then they did it 3 more times.
It was kind of like not knowing when to stop.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask, is Cillian Murphy in it?
No.
Well,
what's the point?
Yeah. No. Yeah, that zombie looked really much a lot like him, but it wasn't.
Interesting.
It wasn't
Okay.
him.
So what would you give this movie out of 5 on the Eat, Sleep, Nerd scale?
You get to represent us all. Make us proud.
Like a whopping 1.5.
Whoa. That might be the lowest score Christian's ever given.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It was disappointing.
It just forgot what its audience was.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, it went very art film, and it's like, it's a zombie movie, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Except apparently you don't.
All right, so Josh.
Yes.
What's up?
What's up?
Oh, vested tied one.
Yes, very nice, very nice.
Yes.
What's been going on?
I'm invested in your...
It's funnier because you couldn't get through your own pun. So tickled.
That was pretty good, though. I
I'm
like
sorry. Okay, great.
it. What's been nerding on?
I got back into Hitman. So IO, the company that made the Hitman games.
What do you owe him? What do you owe him?
It's bad. We already have Jason. We don't need two.
You have to commit better. I'm just telling you.
So they put out they're the same company that is now got the James Bond license. And to help get people hyped for their James Bond game, they put out a special assassination mission for Hitman where you kill a chief before the events of Casino Royale. That was Mads Mikkelsen in Casino Royale.
Oh, interesting.
And they brought Mads Mikkelsen in.
Yeah.
So he recorded a bunch of dialogue. They scanned his likeness. You get to kill Mads Mikkelsen.
So they actually tied Hitman into James Bond.
I mean, for a neat little crossover, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
I
fun.
wouldn't say it's canon though.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole idea is to kill him before the events of Casino Royale.
Yeah.
But it was still pretty cool, and that was neat. So I downloaded it again just to play that, and then I fell back into it. But just into that game.
Okay.
So this was one of the original, we're going to try to do a games as a service thing. And when they relaunched the franchise, it was a soft reboot with Hitman in 2016. And instead of releasing the whole game at once, they released it by locale and mission. And so every few weeks you could buy the next portion of the game.
Life Strange.
Yeah, same vibe. Same vibe.
Yeah.
And then they did something really neat, which is why it's a really good deal now. If you've wanted to play these games and you just haven't done it yet, you can now buy for $45 all 3 games. So that's like 28 chapters plus the online mode, which is World of Assassination, where they have weekly and monthly targets where you get to go in and you get bonuses for doing it different ways and stuff like that. And then they've launched a roguelike version where you're taking down cartels and syndicates. And if you mess up at any point, you have to start all the way over.
Like they did with old video games.
Correct.
Yes.
And it's really cool because as you go along and complete the missions, you get to upgrade your safe house. What you have available becomes larger. You can do different things. Anyway, it's a whole new way to play that game, and it's a lot of fun. So that's what I've been doing on and off.
Do you guys want to get into the nerdy news?
Yes.
All right, grab your controller, your refund receipt, and maybe a stress ball, because we're unpacking how a couple of video games went from most anticipated to most abandoned faster than you can say day one patch.
Day one patch. That was pretty fast.
That was pretty fast.
It was fast.
These were
Day one
great
patch.
games. All right.
Ah!
So we got a couple of recent...
Loud noises!
Good Lord. We got a couple of recent video games that have hit the shelves recently that we just don't really know what's going on with them. So the first one we want to talk about is Warhammer 40k Space Marine, the Master Crafted Edition. So this is a re-release of Relic Entertainment's 2011 action game Space Marine. And Space Marine itself actually got a sequel last year that we actually played here on this channel, Space Marine 2. We had a whole LAN party for it. We had a great time. We loved the game.
It was a LAN party.
It was a LAN party. You can actually watch it up there and maybe in the comments down below. We had
Talking about you, one comment guy.
One comment guy.
We were on a local area network. It was a LAN party. Eat a All right.
Wow. All right.
Keep it in, but bleep it.
Josh is feeling spicy.
So, yeah, Space Marine 2 and a lot of recent Warhammer games have released to critical acclaim, but it seems like that is changing with the release of Master Crafted Edition. So, what is it? Both Games Workshop and publisher Sega are not calling this a remaster. Instead, they point to quality of life and graphical improvements that they say take the Space Marine game to the next level. However, Space Marine, the Master Crafted Edition, is currently getting a mostly negative user rating over on Steam.
Not Steam.
Not Steam. It's getting review bombed. So, complaints revolve around the high price of the game relative to changes it makes over the Anniversary Edition, and on those changes, bemusement in response to what many believe is worse usability. And lastly, this is coupled with struggles to find others to play with online, which has caused some to call Space Marine the Master Crafted Edition a cash grab. So, Josh, throwing it over to you.
Yep. What's
going on over here?
I think it's a little bit of two things. I think they oversold what it was, and I think people over expected what it was. Like we've gotten into this habit, and I think the industry is a little bit to blame for this. They keep calling games that they're literally remaking remasters.
Yeah.
And they're not. That's a different thing.
Remakes and remasters are different. Yeah.
Yeah, like a remaster is when you more or less take the exact same product and polish it up. Okay? You might make minor adjustments to the code, but really it's just a new coat of paint on something from before.
Yeah.
For example, Oblivion just got re-released. That is a remake. That is not a remaster. Like they remade that game.
Yeah.
Like that is on an entirely different engine. Huge graphical improvements. They adjusted some of the controls. They even tweaked storylines, things like that. Like, that is a remake of that game. Same thing with the new Dead Space.
Yeah.
Like, that was a from scratch remake of that game.
Yeah.
Is it the same game? Yes. But it's a remake. This is a remaster. Like, the bones of that game are the exact same. It got a new coat of paint. That's it. They made some control adjustments, like they said. But like, a lot of those complaints, it's like, what were you expecting? Like, I do agree the price is a little high. Like, it's almost the price of a full price game. But like, not being able to find people to play with online. Yeah, bro, it's an 11-year-old game, 14-year-old game. Like, and there's a sequel now, which everyone is still playing.
Yeah.
So like, what were you expecting?
I have no friends.
Have you played it?
I have not, because it's too much money.
Yeah.
But I also understand what it is. Like, as soon as it hits $20 or less, yeah, I'll probably get it.
So you had the original version, then you had an anniversary edition, which was released
A couple years ago.
Okay, and then this is just essentially that with a few more tweaks.
Yeah.
So nothing that warrants such a high.
Like when Anniversary came out, it came out with the expansions and increased texture resolution. Like it ran on a modern television.
Right.
Is pretty much what it was.
Got it.
This was theoretically upgraded to look more like a current generation game, but it's not. And that's where they oversold it a little bit. Like when they said to take it to the next level and to make it more of a next gen game, it's not. It is still very much a game from almost 15 years ago.
It's $40.
Yeah, okay.
Still expensive for just some tweak.
Yeah. Now that being said, it is a great game. If you've never played this game before, I highly recommend it. And yeah, it's probably worth $40 for a completely new experience. Like, it's an old school game. Like, you'll get 10, 12 hours out of it, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good intro to the 40K lore. But yeah, if you've already got the game, I don't...
So is anything broken about this?
Not inherently, no.
So
not that
people
I've
are just
seen.
complaining about a 15-year-old game.
Yeah.
Like,
it's, to me, it reminds me of when they relaunched the Grand Theft Auto games, like the early Grand Theft Auto games.
Yeah.
Like 3 and Vice City and
Yeah, it was
whatever the other one was. San Andreas. Yeah. They kind of overpromised what it was going to be.
Oh, yeah.
And people over-expected it to be something else. Like, it was a combination of both.
Yeah, I played all of those when they came out. They were fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fun.
If you know what it is going into it, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So speaking of like a remake of Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the remake actually removes some of the charm that's what originally made Vice City so enjoyable, like losing
music licensing, and stuff
that
like
kind of
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Is there anything like that you know of going on in this?
No, it's just an old game.
Okay.
Like I said, people, I think when they announced that they were doing this, especially in this trend of remasters being full remakes of games, I think people were expecting Space Marine 2 wrapped around the Space Marine 1 story.
Yeah.
So huge vistas, ridiculous graphics. And I mean, that would be cool. I'd buy the crap out of that game.
It's essentially a brand new game, though.
I'd pay $70 for that game, but that's just not what this is.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combo of over-promising and over-expecting.
Well, let's talk about some other games that maybe over-promised and didn't really deliver. So I've talked to you guys about Mindseye.
What?
Mindseye.
Who?
Mindseye.
Why?
Who's
I don't think I've heard it.
All right.
I have no idea what this game is.
All right. So Mindseye, for those that are not familiar, this is an action-adventure game. It's an open-world game.
Corey does love action-adventure games.
I do love action-adventure games. It's got some sci-fi elements to it. It's set in like a near-future Las Vegas-style city where it has like robots and stuff walking around. Picture like Will Smith's iRobot type of thing. It's
okay.
Still definitely set in like reality, but there's robots and cars and all that fun stuff. So it's that kind of setting. And the trailers for this game looked amazing. The combat looked great. It looked like it was going to be full of awesome cinematics. I'm not sure what's going on over there.
Studio's falling apart.
apart.
Wow.
So in this game, players assume the control of Jacob Diaz, a former soldier with a mysterious neural implant known as the Mind's Eye. Suffering from memory loss and flashbacks, he heads towards the fictional metropolis of Red Rock based on Las Vegas, where he aims to discover the secrets behind this implant. Sounds pretty cool, right?
I'm on board.
A little Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, there's some element. All right. Now, The really big selling point behind this game is that it was directed by Leslie Benzies. Do you guys know who Leslie Benzies is?
No.
All right. So you'll recognize him from his resume. He was formerly working at Rockstar North for about 20 years, where he was the main producer behind games such as Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories, Grand Theft Auto 4, Grand Theft Auto 5,
Okay, but what have you done for us lately?
Manhunt 1 and 2. He was also the lead designer and executive producer of Red Dead Redemption, and executive producer on LA Noire and Max Payne 3.
Man,
However,
where's
he
LA
actually-
Noire 2?
What?
Where's LA Noire 2?
Right.
But that was a good game.
That was
It
a
was
good game.
Empty
Sorry,
streets,
go on.
though.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so he actually left Rockstar Games about, I don't know, I guess 9 years ago, I think 2016, because he says he was fired. Rockstar says he just kind of left. But he actually ended up suing Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive for unpaid royalties that he claims were $150 million.
Wow.
Roll Tide.
Yeah. So 12 of his 18 claims were eventually dismissed, though the court ruled that he is entitled to certain royalties, and a confidential agreement between Rockstar Games and Benzies was settled privately.
Damn
So-
NDAs.
After all these lawsuits, he went and founded his own development company, Build a Rocket Boy.
With his sweet 50 mil.
Probably.
And if we're going off straight percentages here, like,
So he started his own game company. The debut game was none other than Mindseye.
so what was wrong with it?
So there was some pre-launch drama.
Love that.
So this was widely advertised as a GTA clone, which we have not had a true like GTA clone in probably 10 plus years. Like we used to have like Saints Row, True Crime, all those fun open world franchises.
Yeah, True Crime.
Yeah, True Crime.
I remember that.
So people kind of just gave up on that after GTA 5 came out, just because like, why would you compete with Grand Theft Auto? But they were advertising this as a true GTA clone from the maker of GTA. But early press reviews, or previews for Mindseye, were met with criticism, after which the co-CEO of Build a Rocket Boy, Mark Gerhard, accused critics of being paid to bash the game, although there were no substantiated reports of this actually happening. Now, presumably because of this, review copies of Mindseye were allegedly withheld from major gaming publications, and a review embargo was enforced for the game until the game's release.
Interesting.
Always a interesting move.
Yeah, good sign.
So, as soon as this game comes out, users are complaining about it being a broken game, similar in aspect to such things as Cyberpunk.
Oof.
Some of the most notable technical issues with this game are a max 30 frames per second when it was advertised as 60 frames per second, frequent crashes, unoptimized graphics and performance leading to unnecessarily high system requirements. And then let's talk about the gameplay. So
Okay,
I've actually, I was like, I mean, I'm hyped for this game. Surely all this negative press is just people, clickbaiting and stuff like that. I'm going to buy it. I bought it. I regret it. So it was a $60 game. And right off the bat, I mean, I was a little impressed. Like the opening cinematic was gorgeous. There were no issues with it. Even leading into like the first mission where you control the player, it was doing great. It looked great, performing great. And then I started getting into the gameplay. So in many ways, this kind of felt like a PlayStation 2 game.
Really?
Yeah, like the gameplay was that
Totally
bad. Like
get that.
GTA 3 did things better than this game did. So there's no melee combat, despite the fact that this is a shooter game. Like you're walking around shooting people. Can't punch them though. So if they get close to you, just got to keep shooting. Yeah. The story campaign is linear and essentially on rails, despite the fact that it's set in an open world. Missions are very much a point A to point B type of thing. So exploration during a mission is actually discouraged. Like if you try driving off the path, you'll get like phone calls telling you to go do your job. And then if you actually get too far away, you just fail the mission.
Okay.
So at no point do you actually get to explore the open world during the story. You are actually given a predetermined car each mission. And even though the majority of the game is actually you driving from point A to point B, there's no music. There's no radio.
Oh, God.
Oh.
You can't steal other cars. So at some point, if you crash your car during a mission, you're just stuck or you fail the mission. So I was actually playing one of the early missions in this game. I'd done the main objective, but I was on my way back to my house or whatever. And I crashed my car. I got it stuck between two rocks. And since I didn't blow it up, I guess, it technically was not unusable. So I just had to walk back to my house. So I didn't fail the mission. But since I couldn't steal a car, I just had to walk back to the checkpoint, which was so far away.
That seems so anticlimactic.
All right. open world exploration. So actually outside of the story campaign, it's set in its own separate open world mode, similar to the original Mafia game 20 years ago. So if you actually want to explore the city, you have to actually shut the game down, go back to the main menu, open up a separate mode just to explore the city.
Kind of like a sandbox mode.
Yeah. But
Interesting.
it's separate from the story.
Why?
Yeah.
And even in free roam mode, there's nothing to do. So you can't hijack cars. No crimes are noticed, like the cops don't care about you whatsoever.
Do you have your own car?
No.
So you just walk around.
Just walk around.
That is so weird and
That's
boring.
awful.
This
Yeah.
was billed as a AAA game.
Well, don't you know we're on quadruple A now? That's what you get for triple A.
So this game is so bad.
It's gameflation.
This game is so bad that they've actually started issuing refunds on storefronts such as PlayStation, which is just unheard of, aside from Cyberpunk. And it's just bad, guys. Like, how does this happen?
See, it's different though because Cyberpunk was suffering from technical issues.
Yeah. Like, the game was there.
Yeah.
They just had a lot of
Yeah.
bugs.
Yeah. This, it sounds like
It's an
the game
empty
is,
game.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the game is functioning just fine.
Yeah,
It's functioning as intended.
yeah, I really haven't had any bugs, any glitches. Nothing has crashed on me.
That's awful.
Other than your car.
yeah.
And like, I don't think it can be fixed.
I don't think it can either, which is kind of sad because I kind of think I bought it. I told Cynthia I can justify this because if it's the whole Cyberpunk thing, maybe it's bad now, but it'll get better. I don't know how this can get better.
No, like you would have to, the updates would literally have to change the game.
Yeah.
So
Like, the story is intriguing. Like like there's suspense and intrigue behind what his neural implant's all about. But God, the game sucks.
it sounds like maybe they didn't decide this was going to be an open world
Until very late in the game.
very late in the game.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
All right, so that was kind of a soft review for Mindseye. I'm giving it a 1 out of 5. Surprise. We're just being rough in this episode. Jeez.
No.
We're talking about
no.
garbage this episode.
Yeah.
But speaking of not garbage, let's move into our next story, Spaceballs
Balls.
2.
The search for
Benoit.
more money.
The search for more money. All right, so catching you up with the news, movie-making icon Mel Brooks and Amazon MGM Studios have published a special trailer, which I'll go ahead and just play behind me, where they announced that Spaceballs 2 is moving full steam ahead with plans to premiere in 2027. So it's still a little ways out. The sequel, which was introduced last year, already has Brooks attached as producer and Josh Greenbaum attached to direct, while Frozen's Josh Gad was previously the only name joining its cast. Online reports that there are a few other notable names set to appear on screen. These include original stars Bill Pullman and his son, who will reprise his role as Lone Star, and even the Dark Helmet himself, Rick Moranis, is coming out of retirement to reprise his role.
I love it.
Now, that's all I got.
Okay.
Jason, this was one of the stories you brought to us.
Yeah, you got everything. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
He didn't need a notepad, nerd.
Well, he's got his little yeah. So, like you said, the original came out in '87. This is going to be released in '27. So we're looking at 40 years, like a 40-year anniversary.
Years?
Yeah.
I was thinking 30 years.
No, 40
years.
40 years. And like you said, Josh Gad is actually co-writing it as well as acting in it. Mel Brooks is only producing it. He's not directing or writing anything right now.
Well, he's old.
He's 98.
He will be 100 when this
He
movie
will
comes
be
out.
100
Yep.
when this comes out. Like you said, it's the directing will be handled by Josh Greenbaum, who isn't known for anything. His biggest claim to fame is the movie Strays, which starred the acting talents of Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx.
I think.
That is,
I think I remember that.
I
it's
don't
like a
remember
6
that at
point
all.
something on
Yeah.
IMDb. So yeah,
Isn't that the movie where the dog gets abandoned and he
And-
makes it his quest to go bite the nuts of the guy who abandoned
yes,
him?
yeah, to get revenge on. Yes, that's
Yeah.
precisely that.
Okay.
Good recall though.
Yep.
Interesting. Did you
Yep.
see it?
Nope.
Okay. And like you said, Josh Gad, Mel Brooks, and Bill Pullman are and Rick Moranis are slated to be in it. Daphne Zuniga, who played the princess, is also supposed to be in it, as well as Keke Palmer.
Nice.
Oh, Kiki.
And Lewis Pullman is still in talks to be
Oh,
in
okay.
it. So
That's what it
he's
was.
So yeah. Oh, and it's supposed to be. It will likely poke fun at the Disney era Star Wars movies. So,
Well, yeah.
So that kind
Yes.
of the whole scroll here.
Yeah.
Is kind of
So Spaceballs, if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's basically, it is a parody of Star Wars, but they also reference other movies like Wizard of Oz, Alien. They make fun of like food franchises. You have Pizza the Hut, Colonel Sanders, Max Headroom. If you remember watching that back in the 80s, they did a Max Headroom.
No one remembers that.
I'm just saying that was in it. So we're probably going to see more of that. We're going to see a Star Wars framed movie with references to other movies and products and intellectual properties. And I'm talking just like Mel Brooks. I like it. So anyway, apparently he will be reprising his role as President Scroob and Yogurt.
Yogurt.
May the Schwartz be with you.
So I think the big thing for me is that Rick Moranis is back.
Yeah.
He has not had a live action film role since 1997.
Yep.
Always been chilling.
Well, he went into retirement when his
For his
wife
family,
died
Yes.
to take care of his kids. He's had a couple of voice roles since then, but really nothing since like 2006. So
he was in a Mint Mobile commercial.
True story.
All right. Love that you just pulled that out of. All right.
Ryan Reynolds knows how to get people.
He does.
Yeah. So, Jason, you were like 30 when this came out?
Shut up. No, I was in 87. I was 8.
I was -1.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of it, but I don't know if there's a point 40 years later. The humor in the 80s was different.
Very.
It was cornier. It was a little more juvenile.
It was irreverent.
It was irreverent. It was nut jokes are funny, butt jokes are funny, fart jokes are funny.
Yeah, all that's still funny. I think it's going to be fine.
I think humor these days is a little more sophisticated when it comes to movies.
I think it's a little more sterile.
That too. So I don't know if it's going to work. I want it to. I will probably thoroughly enjoy it. I don't know if it's going to do well.
I feel like if South Park can make it through, then this can. Because South Park has made themselves relevant for decades now.
Almost since this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if it knows how to find the audience, it can be successful. I think proof is in the pudding with the new Final Destination movie. Like that hasn't been around forever, and slasher movies kind of went away, but it's back and it did okay. So
yeah, it did okay.
I did pretty good.
Now, I guess to be
pretty good.
to be fair,
I mean,
To be fair.
comedies are never blockbusters.
Ace Ventura.
Eh.
It
Austin
was.
Powers.
Austin Powers. Whether
Was
you liked
Austin
it or
Powers,
not,
though?
it really was.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Was it?
It changed the game almost.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, so I mean, I don't know. I think if it has a modest budget, I think it'll do well.
Yeah.
If they make a $300 million Spaceballs movie, it's gonna bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, jamming the signal is still fun.
The creeps and the sweeps.
Well, Jason, to your point, you kind of actually opened up a huge segue for me.
Okay.
Because maybe that golden age of comedy from the 80s is making a comeback. Because we got another movie actually coming out even before Spaceballs 2, Naked Gun.
I'm so excited.
So
This looks a little creepy.
Very creepy.
Look at that. The hands.
There's so many
Yeah,
hands
right?
with less people.
It's creepy. Also, his fingers on the trigger.
Poor trigger discipline.
Right.
So when this poster came out, they had actually like badly photoshopped it. So like he still had part of his thumb like cut off right there and like not removed, but they've since like fixed it.
I think they
So,
should have left it.
I thought they should
given
have,
the
too.
nature of the movie.
Yeah.
God,
So
that looks like Christina Applegate. I know it's not, but it looks
it
like
is
her.
not. It is not. So this serves as a legacy sequel to Naked Gun 33 and a third, the final insult that came out all the way back in 1994. This is the fourth film in the Naked Gun franchise. This film stars Liam Neeson as Frank Drebin Jr. So he actually does play the son of Leslie Nielsen's character. This comes out as early as August 1st, and it stars Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson.
That is Pamela Anderson. Oh my
That is
God.
Pamela Anderson. So they've been putting out trailers for it. And it looks good. And it looks raunchy at times. Like
I think this has to be seen with friends. I have that feeling. Like because I think if you just watch it by yourself, it's gonna be like, But I think if we all go together, it's going to
See,
be
like the beginning of
hilarious.
that seemed like another Taken until his arms came off.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like the comedy from eons ago can still be good.
I think it can come back because I think,
Even LOL. He's like, no.
I mean, like, it's just, I kind of said it before, but it's, you don't see a lot of comedies anymore because I think people are kind of scared to make them because they know they're just going to upset people.
Yeah.
Because no one can take a friggin' joke anymore. So
Well, I
this,
think we also
this,
got to a point where jokes just became mean for no reason. So
yeah,
I think
and
we
it was,
got-
and there was the overcompensation
Yeah.
or the overcorrection. But if we have people that are willing to just do it again,
Please take a
I
chair.
think it'll be good.
So we'll be reviewing this one on the channel, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Opening night.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think this looks good. They've been putting out more and more trailers for it. Like, this is Spirit Halloween. Like, this is great. They've made the comedy of the 80s timely.
Okay, the trailer is kind of hilarious. Just-
You're not even watching with volume. You're just
I know.
like,
Come on, I've seen it, and yeah,
we can just sit here and watch this.
we
all day,
yeah
but,
we could, yes.
like that. They haven't done that since Austin Powers,
Right.
But,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
it could be good. So I think Spaceballs 2 will be just fine.
I think the only thing that I wish had not happened is that in the time between the Taken movies and this movie, we didn't see that Liam Neeson had a sense of humor. Because I think it would have been more of a mind blow.
Are you talking about like Ted?
Ted or
See, that's what I was
yeah.
going to say. Like, I knew this was going to work because of his scene in Ted.
It's true.
Yeah,
But Leslie
a little bit
Nielsen.
better as like a surprise.
Yeah,
type
because
deal.
Leslie Nielsen was the foil in the serious actor and everything that he was in up until Airplane.
Yeah.
And then he displayed his comedy chops. And because of that, it was like, oh God, this guy's funny. I kind of wish that we had that with Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
But we know he's funny and intimidating at the same time.
That's interesting how that works. Like with Bruce Willis.
It was a flip.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a comedic actor
Who
that
went
to an act-
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to an action star. Well, they actually had to change the poster and the trailers for Die Hard
Yeah.
because nobody was taking it seriously because the guy from Moonlighting was supposed to be an
Yeah.
action star.
Yeah.
Let's move into our last story. What the heck is going on with Doctor Who?
Not much.
Oh.
Hasn't for a couple of years.
So, catching you up on what has happened recently. So, we were kind of talking off camera about this. You guys were kind of caught off guard because I know some of us here have watched it before. A couple of us haven't. I actually put the story on the agenda for Cynthia to chime in, but she's not on the episode. She sucks. But
Wow.
You sounding a little better tonight, man.
yeah, it's fine. All right. So, if
The
you have
Death View
not
part.
caught up yet, so Ncuti Gatwa, he's been the Doctor, the 15th Doctor for the past couple of seasons. Ncuti actually surprise regenerated at the end of the finale of season 15. So, typically, when Doctors regenerate, the main actor of the show, there will be a prior announcement, so everyone knows that their final episode is coming up. That did not happen this time. This was a
Gotcha.
surprise to everyone. And not only that, he only starred in a total of 18 episodes across the 2 seasons, which made his tenure in the main role the second shortest to date of the
Wow.
series since its revival
But that's
in
3
2005.
seasons in the streaming world.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
He's okay. So
Could you just
can you
okay. Could you just
the only Doctor in the modern era that has had less episodes was Christopher Eccleston back when he was in season 1.
Right.
However, what's more confusing
Season 1.
is that Ncuti, as recently as last October, seemingly confirmed that he would return for a 3rd season and possibly more.
Ooh.
This points to a potentially last-minute, unplanned change for the show. Fans speculate that reshoots that took place earlier this year were to reshoot the finale episode to include a regeneration when it was not previously planned. This potentially was at the request of Ncuti's desire to go and film other TVs and shows. TVs and shows? Movies and shows.
you got there?
Full disclosure, I stopped watching Doctor Who mid Capaldi.
So you're really not that far behind.
Yeah, so Peter, I didn't
I
like
think-
Peter Capaldi's so much, so I stopped kind of watching. And that's
See,
when I stopped.
That's Cynthia's favorite is Capaldi.
See, and that's what I was going to say. So I stopped watching about the same time as you because I think I saw like a season and a half with Capaldi.
Yeah.
But my thing was that was around the time where it got really hard to find Doctor Who on streaming. Because that was before it was on Disney.
Right.
And it was kind of on Hulu.
If you had BBC.
But it wasn't. And that was like most people still kind of had cable. They hadn't gone fully streaming. It was weird. And it just became a chore to find it and watch it. So I quit watching it.
So that actually ties into what's going on with Doctor Who now that Ncuti has left the show.
Okay.
So 2 seasons ago, actually, when it got the soft reboot of the revival series 2 years ago with Ncuti's introduction,
Okay.
Disney actually took on a co-producing role on the show. They were co-producing it with the BBC.
Okay.
So Disney was throwing money at the production of it, but also new episodes were airing on Disney Plus.
Okay.
So people here in the US could actually watch it when it aired.
Oh, okay.
However, apparently that contract is set to renew every 2 years, which would be after the season 2 that just ended with Ncuti.
Okay.
So now, showrunner Russell T Davies, which was the showrunner behind David Tennant's time on the Doctor Who show, he came back with Ncuti Gatwa to kind of get the show going again. He has come out and said in the Doctor Who magazine, where he regularly introduces a column where he talks about the behind-the-scenes production of the show, he says he doesn't know what's going on with the series, and he's not sure if it will be renewed for a new season anytime soon, if at all.
That sounds foreboding.
He says he went on to say that the flagship BBC show status grows increasingly unclear, especially with the upcoming renewal of the Disney contract. So if Disney does not renew,
that's going to be a lot of money they're out.
Yeah. Does BBC renew this if views are down, which they are? Apparently, they're down almost 2 million views per episode since Jodie Whittaker's time at the Doctor.
I think this is one of those series where it got too big and it lost its charm. Because I remember watching with, who is the 9th Doctor? What was his name again?
Christopher Eccleston.
Eccleston. Yeah.
Eccleston.
Like, I remember watching that season and it looked like it was made on the BBC.
Yep.
It was made on a Mr. Bean budget.
Yep. And I mean that in the best way.
Right. And I mean that in a loving way. Like, it was endearing. And so you had to have a story.
Yep.
And they made mannequins seem terrifying. You know, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Checks out.
So, and then even David Tennant, when he took over, it was still like, it was gaining momentum in the global audience. You and I were working at Books of Maine at the time, and geez Louise.
We had so much swag.
So much Doctor Who stuff.
And that's when you made me sit down at your apartment and start watching.
I was like, have you seen Doctor Who? You were like, nah. I was like, okay, sit down.
Yeah. It started
to do that to me too.
a phenomenon. And now I think it got basically too big for its britches. And
I don't think
too
that's
much
what
money.
It was.
Trousers.
Too much money. Writing becomes lazy. You're not forced to be creative and clever and smart, that kind of stuff. So I think that's what probably happened with this. And they're trying to appeal to a wider audience instead of focusing on their target audience.
So you're getting closer to what I think the problem was.
Okay. What do you think the problem was?
I think they had 3 doctors in a row that didn't resonate with various groups of people.
Yeah.
So first they went to Capaldi, which was the first not hot young guy. So a lot of the younger female audience struggled with that, which was part of the audience that was becoming huge.
Especially after Tennant.
Correct.
Honestly. Yeah.
Then they went to Jodie Whittaker, who did a great job. I actually enjoyed some of her episodes.
She was not the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, now you're losing the younger male audience because Doctor Who isn't a guy anymore. And so that's for the people who lived through it. Now I have more difficulty resonating with the main character. And then Ncuti, there's a lot that we can get in there, but there were tons of people who just right off the bat did not care for how his iteration behaved.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying not to sound like an asshole, but I mean, that's a real thing that happened. And you have to take that into consideration.
Behave? Like,
he's very effeminate. He cross-dresses. He does a lot of things. And like, there's going to be huge swaths of your demographics that don't resonate with that.
And granted, Doctor Who, the character, is always dressed provocatively and weirdly. So like, this was not for the character. out of the norm. But when you had, David Tennant's Doctor and Matt Smith's Doctor pretty much wearing normal clothes, it was kind of a shock too.
Even Capaldi.
Yeah.
And even Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was just, again, I personally didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But that is something that has to be taken into consideration. And so, again, I think it could be an issue of going after a new audience. You alienate your current audience.
So it's kind of ahead of its time, really.
Maybe.
Just bad production decisions. And so yeah, I mean, it's arguably 3 versions of the Doctor in a row alienated huge portions of your audience. And then you can't be surprised that your watch numbers are down.
Completely irrelevant. Matt Smith was my favorite.
I enjoyed Matt Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Matt Smith. He's probably my favorite. He's probably my Doctor.
Yeah.
But I also love David.
I didn't dislike the other ones. Matt Smith was my favorite Doctor.
All right, so this is my favorite thing that we do on the show.
Okay.
How would you fix it? Because I have a solution, but it would not be popular.
Lower the budget.
We're on the same page.
So they're forced to make more creative decisions and not rely so much on just throwing money at it.
Yep.
And
The Star Wars problem.
sure.
Yeah, pretty much. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
And simplify the scope of these stories. So like in early Revival, it was very much like, oh, there's a weird alien I've never encountered before. I should see what they're up to. And oh, they're going to try to, corrupt
Eat
these
us.
people. Yeah. And not get so much into, oh, the entire universe is collapsing. How do I do some wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff to fix it?
Yeah.
It's like it needs to shrink the scale again.
Yeah.
Yep. Hard reboot.
So because
I'm talking complete restart. So to what you were saying before, it's gotten too big. It's gotten too convoluted. Like it's gotten to the point where even before we got to Capaldi, they were basically ignoring rules that they'd already set up.
Yeah.
Like number of regenerations and stuff like that, because they just wanted to keep the show going, which is fine. I get it. Like, it's cool. And part of the Doctor's charm is that he wiggles out of situations that you really shouldn't be able to wiggle out of.
Sure.
And getting to see him pull it off is cool. Like, he used his brain. Like
that too, but also writers who are clever enough to have perspectives on humanity that seem like they were outside of humanity's existence.
Yeah.
Like being able to do that is something that not everybody can do. One of the things that I remember being a terrifying episode, I had to watch it twice because I turned it off the first time. This is as an adult. It was creepy.
Put it in the freezer.
Yeah. It was the one
Friends
where
reference.
everybody had gas masks and then
Yeah.
people walking around with gas
Are you
mask
my
faces.
mommy? Yeah.
Are you my mummy?
Are you my mommy?
And it was really just an alien trying to fix people, and they thought that the gas masks were part of the anatomy and didn't realize it was separate from.
Yeah, because it was World War II and everyone was
horrifying.
Yeah.
And it was just, I mean, you could see like from an outside perspective how that could be misconstrued. Like, and that's the kind of writing and story creation that I think is just really cool. That can even like freak me out as an adult. Jesus Christ. So, I think that's been missing.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Something that just makes you think. It was a very cerebral series, and it became more flashy.
Oh, that's a good word for it. It has become more flashy.
Yeah.
Hard reboot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, how do you throw away?
I knew you wouldn't like it. Hard reboot.
Well, the charm of Doctor Who is that it's got 60 years of lore.
Yeah, that's fine. And where's it gotten us?
Oof. Start
Cancel.
from one.
So
you
no,
back to
I mean,
me.
like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's gotten so big, it's gotten so convoluted. If you had a friend that was finally going to check out Doctor Who, where do you even tell him to start? Like, it's gotten to the point where it's too heavy, it's too big. Hard reboot. Start with him escaping Gallifrey and stealing the TARDIS.
Or should that be the fix? Just end it with a movie.
Ugh. No.
Serenity.
I hate it when shows do that.
Serenity.
Yeah.
Were you okay with Serenity?
I mean, I like Serenity. I still wish they had just gotten more TV.
Well, I mean, yes, but that was we're talking about never mind. We're gonna get into brown coat stuff, and I don't want to do that right now because this can be a whole nother discussion. Okay,
This was a quick 30-minute episode.
right?
All right, so yes, that actually does wrap me up for all of the news in this episode. Make sure you stay tuned because next week we are doing a preview of the big July 2025 blockbuster movies of Fantastic Four: First Steps, Jurassic World: Rebirth, and the new Superman film. So we got a lot of big films coming out that we're going to be breaking down in the next episode. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, if you have not already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@EatSleepNerd. Like this video while you're here. Leave some comments down below if you want to join in on the conversation. Let us know what you disagreed with that we said in this episode. I'm sure there was something. And let us know what we said that was wrong. I'm sure I said something in here that was just made up on the spot. So, if you have not already, please also share us with your friends and family over on social media. That goes a long way in supporting this channel. One word each, guys.
Eat.
Sleep.
So, nerd.
Take it easy, people.